Just in terms of councils and how they operate and that, and there's a lot of talk about shared services and that. Do you think the Hawke's Bay councils are doing enough to share services, and what other areas do you think could be shared?
Um, well, we have moved a long way since the amalgamation debate into making shared services work. I think we should always be looking where we can do it. We do a lot of shared, like in our Hawke's Bay Land Transport. It's a Hawke's Bay wide committee. Coastal Headed is Hawke's Bay wide. Our waste management, we do a lot together in that. Landfill. I think that we should work together with our computer systems, and I think we're working down that line. Yeah.
Mentioned the A word, amalgamation, and obviously you were around at the time, 2015, and your then mayor, Bill Dalton, led the charge against amalgamation. The word's surfacing again at this stage, and there are some people who believe it is the way to go. What's your view on that? Are you still against it?
Yeah, I am against it, but I do think it will happen one day. But at the moment, we're two separate cities, two rivers between us, and some of the services are unique to your city. But I think as things grow, I mean, the water will be interesting, what we end up going with, whether we stick to our cities or a regional water's done well, is it? They call it?
Yeah.
I mean, that sort of thing, I think as they happen, maybe it gets you closer.
Yeah, because I mean, as I said, you were around the last time, and it was a very divisive referendum campaign, and that, and it did pit people against each other. Do you think the appetite for it has changed much, or do you think people still believe that they want to keep their local mayors and councillors?
Yeah, I think my feedback is Napier people like being Napier and want to stay Napier.
Yeah.
They do totally agree with us sharing as much as we can, where it's a cost saver.
Yeah.
But once again, it gets down to being close to your community. I mean, at this moment, we haven't got a decent highway between the two cities.
Yeah. Well, that apparently is coming. The government has pledged to build a four-way motorway, expressway, 4 lanes. Now, just looking forward, as I said, you've been on the council for quite a while. We've got an election coming up next year. Are you going to run again?
Yes, at this stage, I'd like to run again. Yes.
What do you
actually enjoy it?
What do you say? Sorry.
I enjoy it.
Okay. What do you think you still need to achieve on council?
Me?
Yes.
I guess just keeping a good team spirit in the council, supporting each other, and listening to the community. I think we've come a long way in consultation and listening to the community. And I mean, I give their rates an example where we're sitting on 25 and we came down to 19. We did go out and we really listened to the community. And that was an example of, I know people would have liked a lot more, but that's a fair hunk we brought down. And it was really clear from the community, a lot of people just couldn't afford it, and they wanted it lower.
Yeah. You've I think by my calculation, you've been under 3 mayors, is it? So far?
Yeah. Yeah, Barbara, Bill Dalton, and now Kirsten Morris.
Yeah. How you feel the council is going? What sort of job do you think the council's done, especially in the last little while? Do you think you've done a good job?
Yeah, well, I mean, this council's had a pretty hard time with COVID and with Cyclone Bowler. And in 2020, we also had the flooding, the other flooding in around Napier, which was...
Cyclone Gabriel, you mean, not Cyclone Bowler?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, I'm going back, way back. Yeah, that's when I was Gisborne days. I was a copper then. Yeah,
Yeah.
Gabrielle. And then in 220, we had flooding in around in Napier, which probably more flooding than we got in Gabrielle.
Yeah, yeah. So, and how do you rate your performance as an individual councillor?
I feel I'm doing a good job. I deal with a lot of, I take a lot of calls. I always answer my calls. I've never
Yeah,
had anyone say I haven't got back to them. And I
yeah,
try and work with them. I enjoy doing projects where people have got issues and working through them.
yeah,
And that's why I enjoy that.
yeah. And with I mean, as you say, it's a bit of doom and gloom at the moment with the tough economic times and that. Are you optimistic for the region?
Yes, yeah, because we're a good place.
Yeah,
Hawke's Bay is a good place. It's got a lot going for it. I mean, you look at weather for a start, and I think people will start travelling a lot more, visiting,
yeah,
and it's good to see. Like I think that there's some motels that are now turning back to motels, which means some people have got homes,
yeah,
and we've got more accommodation because we're a tourist town
yeah,
and we need accommodation.
yeah. Well, Keith Price, thank you so much for your time. I do appreciate it, and all the best for the future. And I'm sure we'll be in touch, particularly closer to the election next year.
Oh, thank you very much, Andrew. I appreciate it. And Cyclone Bowler was big too.
Yes, it was big. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Keith. Thank you.